Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. And I've decided to give you some recommendation videos for what to read next month for him. So, now will I be doing a video for every of the prompts? Probably not. I suppose also like one prompt is butter read. How could you do a recommendation for that? I suppose that would just kind of be general, these are cool books. And that's the question, but that's something I don't really see understand. Some people say like, give me a good book to read for a book club, and I'm like, isn't that most books? Because I think people want a book that they can talk about. They can talk about what would you do if you met the main character, or if the main character did this, would you do the same thing and whatnot? But like those kind of questions you could ask with any book. I wouldn't really say you need specific kind of book to read in a book club, really. You can do whatever, really. At least that's my idea. But anyway, today I'm gonna give you some recommendations for Norwegian authors to read for hilarious of our. Now, I checked. I don't know all the authors that has books out in English because I'm gonna like think mainly about books that exist in English. Um, though I'm gonna be a bit mean. Uh, but here are some recommendations that from books that I do know exist in English, and if you are a person who likes crime books, lots of Norwegian crime out there exist in English. If you're a person that likes other books, well, there's some non-fiction Norwegian, which one of them I'm going to talk about. Well, well, yeah, I suppose in general it's kind of not a lot, but there are some. So maybe a lot of you won't do this tag, this prompt, or maybe all of you will read the same book. I don't know. But anyway, also remember if you're finding difficulty finding books for prompts, the whole book doesn't need to be like funny. If there's one chapter that's very funny, if the beginning of the if is very funny, that is enough. You don't need to have it all the way, just here and there, and that's enough really. Mm. So let's start. Also, I'm cheating a bit. So the books I have, I'm going to show you. Most of them are books in Norwegian, but there are books that I know have English equivalents. So first we have the last, or actually the whole series, about no blackout. The whole series called Odin's Child. No, sorry. The series is called. Sorry, I'm blanking out when it's my favorite series. The series is called The Raven Rings. It's by Siri Pettersen. So this is, as you see, the Norwegian book. Actually got it signed years ago. I loved it. But yeah, this whole trilogy is out right now in English. I believe also the first book in in the spin-off is out also. So cool. If you're into high fantasy, if you're into Norse mythology vibes, if you're into underdogs, this is a series for you. It's not a series I would think like, yes, that's so funny. But it's not a series that's not funny. It's funny. It's I would say it's one of the series that it's a lot of things. It's funny. It's unpredictable. Lots of character development. It has everything. So yeah, give me a moment. It has it all. And yeah, the first trilogy is out in English and also other languages. If you speak Portuguese, if you speak German, if you speak Swedish, if you speak, I believe it's also out in Turkish. If you speak Finnish, a lot of languages. This one, this one series actually came out 10 years ago, and just recently got uh, published in English. It's been out in for years in other languages. I believe it's also out in French. So yeah, a lot of languages there really to enjoy if you're not English speaker. Also, Olivia, this one exists in Italian. If you're I'm not quite sure, Olivia, if you're a fantasy girly, but yeah, just now you know that. Then, give me a moment. We have Hyttebukk fra helvete, or The Cabin Trip from Hell. No, sorry, it's called Hiking from Hell. So Are Kalve is a Norwegian comedian. He also writes a lot of non-fiction books. He has one fiction book, but yeah, mostly non-fiction books. This is all about him going hiking in the Norwegian mountains, and everyone in Norway loves to hike. This guy Are does not like at all. So kind of decides, you know what? Everyone else likes this. I want to give it a try. I want to try to enjoy this hobby. He tries, and then he writes about it, and became this book. He still doesn't really like to hike, but he talks about the hiking culture in a very funny way. And he himself translated this book to English, so it exists in English. I'm thinking maybe there's some rumblings about him writing more of his books in English. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, at least this one is out in English. So if you like hiking, or if you like to laugh, this book is for you. Then we have I, I said I didn't say I'm going to cheat a bit. Then we have På gyngende grunn, En reise med Hurtigruta av Ola Bremnes. So this book, as far as I know right now, is not available in English. It's so beautiful. It's very, very beautiful illustrations. So I would still use, and also some illustrations are kind of, I'm gonna give a moment, are kind of a bit funny. So I would say, kind of maybe still, maybe ask me or ask Luna from the Cottage Scotch Library to buy this one for you and then send it for you, because it's just such a beautiful book. I just love it. And then actually, give me a moment. Give me a moment. One passage here, slightly in English. So part of it is in English. But yeah, if you don't know what this whole book is about, which you probably won't, it's about the coastal ferry, coastal boats. Okay, anyway, so this big boat or yacht, I suppose, depending how you think a yacht, boat, ship, whatever, that goes through the whole coast of Norway, up all the way from up in the uttermost north, and then they stops in Bergen, which is also a beautiful city. And then, yeah, this book kind of it's a travelogue on what happens when you take the ship all the way from north to the south. So it goes into the Norwegian history, it goes into the boat history, it goes into talks about tourists on their boats, and yeah, it's a lovely book. Also, if you're Norwegian and you haven't read this one, highly recommend it. Delightful read. And also, I suppose maybe if you're Swedish, Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, this one you could check out. Maybe if you're German, you could check it out and guess some words, because people feel like often-ish say that German and Norwegian is so similar. I wouldn't say it's so similar, though it's not completely different. I mean, they're both European languages. But yeah. Anywho, this is a beautiful book and very funny. Then you know what? I'm gonna do another cheating book. Sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna do Denne går berserk, which is just a very great. It's a Christmas book, but I mean, you don't have to read it in Christmas. And also, this is the first in the series. It's a middle grade book, and also again, there's lots of fun pictures here, which might get you a bit of the story, I suppose, in a way. This is a fiction story. It's all about Benny. He's 12 and he's gay. He's still in the closet, but he's kind of figuring it out in this book that he is gay. So he's kind of not sure, but in this book he kind of discovers he is gay. At the end, he comes out to his family. But this book is kind of it's not about him being gay, though that's part of it. It's mostly about his family whose plans to go to Spain for the Christmas, and he wants to stay in Norway with the snow. So he tries to sabotage them. So he hides the tickets and hides the passports and everything like this, and it's just hilarious. It's very very funny. So yeah, and also it's not like a huge story either. It is it is actually like 110 pages. So I suppose maybe if you want to try to, I mean, it feels a bit weird to talk about Norwegian book here. I do just was released in Danish, so yeah. I don't think it's out in other languages. I do. Talia has talked about this book, but I don't think it's out in English. I suppose does she know? Maybe, maybe she. I suppose maybe she's gotten an exclusive edition in English. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, I suppose if anything, if not nothing else, you'll just seen this beautiful cover, which is just so beautiful. And I suppose maybe you could talk to your publisher, you can send a mail to a publisher and say, "We want this in English," because yeah, it is amazing, amazing series. And then we have some real ones that do work. Then we have oh sorry, that's mine. Then we have Menneskefluene, or uh, I don't quite know what this one is in English, but I do know the series, at least the first few books, from yeah, first few books are out in English and other languages. It is a Norwegian crime series. It's set in the 1960s, so it's historical crime. I don't know, it feels a bit weird saying historical when it's after the war, but I would say, like, again, how do you define historical? Anyway, yeah, it's not set in present day, so yeah. If you like locked room mysteries or mysteries where no one could have done it, this is definitely a series for you because most of the series here, no one could have done it. Like in one of the books, it's like it looks like an accident, but then it's not. And because after a while you get the several victims, and yeah, it's just lovely. It's yes, I love it so much. I haven't gotten tired of it after a while, but the first few books are amazing. Love them very, very much. Yeah, so that's those. And then you also have uh, a holiday. No, it's called At Glitter Peak Lodge, which just came out in English. It's by Kjersti, blanking out her last name, Kjersti Holmen. Yeah, I'll link it down below. That one, I would say, kind of think Gilmore Girls, but in the mountains instead of by the well, start always by the sea. But yeah, think of Gilmore Girls, but just a city up in the mountains. Lots of characters. You have everyone knows everyone. Grumpy farmers, and then you have the big town, big town employer who's coming back to save the city, and yeah, it's a very very good book. It's a delight. It kind of some people talk about it like it's so cozy. I would say it's cozy, but it's also like it's not just completely cozy. It's also like kind of like tackles big issues and stuff. And yeah, I believe it's first in a duology because the second book came out this year. I'm not sure if there's going to be a third book, but anyway, at least right now there's two books out, and that's a very very good book also. It's around Christmas, though. I don't know if you're against reading books set in Christmas in January. Might not be for you, but it's still a cool, very cool book. Other than that, we also have Helga Flatland, also writes in English. Flatland. There's two authors who have very similar names. Anyway, one of them writes books about non-fiction books about the world. One of them is called the border, which is all about the Russian border. One of them it just came out, which is about the Portuguese colonial time, and yeah, lots of books by her. And yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be a bit nice to you guys. I'm gonna do a bit of more research and give you some more tips in description. But would say sorry, I was about to say that's it, but it's not it. I have. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. So if you also want to double down, you could do comics and Norwegian author. And by with that, you could go with any of Martha Brand stories. I'm not sure if this one is out in English yet, but she also has. Give me a moment. Wait, did I? Give me a little moment. Or maybe not. No, okay, yeah, I couldn't find out the pictures. But yeah, she also wrote Women in Battle and also 100 people, I think, 100, yeah, 100 people you should know about. So Martha Brand, she's a journalist, but she also writes these very cool feminist books. They're all about different people that you should know about. She has one feminist quiz book. She has a feminist quote book. Lots of books. And Jenny Jordal uh, is often drawing with her, illustrating her books. And yeah, they are lovely. I believe, yeah, they've kind of been like up there in like I think gotten some awards here and there. So yeah, and Macabre was just in Mexico doing like a talk. So I'm pretty sure it's also out in Spanish if you read Spanish. So yeah, Marta Bren books. Check out her books. It's a good option. And then also, if you want to do the comic one and Norwegian, you could check out Nemi. Again, this is Norwegian edition, but Nemi, she's been published in at least one newspaper in England, and I know at least she's been some published some places in the States. I know she exists in English, lots of different languages also. You could find her online. I'm pretty sure lots of her, I think at least some of her stuff is online in English. Just Google Neme English or Neme in English. Or you could find some of the books in English, because I also know that some of the books that is a compilation of the stories are available in English. And I mean, Nemi, she's this goth who's just so crazy. She's creative. She has all these philosophical ideas, and she just I love her so much, so much. She's been a big part of Norwegian culture, I would say, these last 20 years. Sadly, last year the author, which does not say here, but yeah, the author Lise Myhre decided to stop writing Nemi. So Nemi used to come out each month, and then after last year, she doesn't. Now there's one new magazine each year, so we still get a bit, but there's that. But yeah, if you like comics that are based in real life, that's very funny, but also poignant, these are definitely for you. Highly recommend Nemi. And that, my dear friends, is my Norwegian book recommendation video. I suppose also, yeah, Luna, if you know some books available in English or different languages from Norwegian authors, because I know you're a librarian and you also lived in Ireland, so maybe you have some thoughts, so you can maybe give them in the comments also if you have some. And yeah, other than that, that's it for this today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.